Everybody, welcome to Lily Grace Art. So today, for my second video ever, we are going to do a really fun challenge where I'm going to make 3 items off of my pottery wish list. So I have this beautiful little journal here. You'll be seeing this a lot. Right now it's a little covered in clay, but I'll be wiping that off here shortly. And within this journal, I have a list. It's an incredibly ugly list right now. We'll make a prettier version later. But basically, I have a couple things that I saw in other places that I wanted to make. So what we're doing today is we are going to be picking 3 items off of that list so I can try to make them and check them off. Now here is a few disclaimers. I am a very beginner potter, like very beginner. None of these are going to be perfect. There's going to be rims that are uneven, all of those things, but we are going to try our best. First up, what I thought I would do would be the travel mug. I really like the idea of those, and it adds a little bit of hand building, so I think that'd be a fun one. Let me just turn on the wheel. Okay. So first up is centering. Like I said, beginner potter, don't judge this too hard. Let me adjust the speed a little. Okay. Oop. That was quick. That's looking okay. Probably needs to be coned up and down a few more times. Especially since I'm trying to do a tall up cylinder. Turned out pretty good. But it's not completely centered, you can tell. One, it clearly is not centered. But if it was a little bit more centered, I put my finger on it and it jiggles. And that was a sign I was recently taught that it is not quite centered. But I've been coning for a few minutes now, and I'm sort of done, so we're just gonna roll with it. By coning again, I want to just sort of try and push it up before I try and dig out the middle. So that I don't have to raise it up quite as far. Anyways, that's the goal. It might be more like an espresso travel mug, but we will see. Okay. It is very not centered. That's fine. We're moving away from travel mug, but she is bubbling. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see. Let's see what I can do. If we have to scrap it, we have to scrap it. Lost cause. We're going for an espresso mug. You know it's bad whenever it's so uneven, the needle tool, even though you're holding it steady, still can't fix it. Okay. Did the needle tool save us? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press down and out, trying to keep some equal tension on both sides. Clean it up with the needle tool because it needs some cleaning up quite badly, if I'm being frank. It's okay. I forgot to update y'all on this little pot, so here's that quick thing. This is after filming Lily, I guess. Okay. It wasn't worth keeping, so we're just gonna toss this in with the rest of the clay. I'm fixing to spin on the wheel to dry out a bit. All right, so item number 2, I want to try and create a little vase. I know, thank you, kitty. I know given my failure like 2 seconds ago, that might not be, doable. Today might not be the day, but I do want to give it a grand old try, Roman. So I have this little ball of clay, and we are going to just go for it. Learning from our mistakes last time, pushing down first and centering the old-fashioned way. Okay. I'm actually going to make this just a tad bit water. Yeah. Okay. So, my sister just uses this little tool and pushes it on down into there when she makes her little mini vases. I'm gonna try that. It's not perfectly centered, but after the 80 million tries, I don't really want to center any longer. So, when this fails miserably, please remind me that I could have spent a little longer centering. For this is to sort of be a little bit wide. Ooh. Worried about my cat. Like wide at the bottom and then narrow neck. favorite tool. I'm just gonna stab it in there. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Yeah. Large mess. We're gonna try and color it in again. Okay. Whatever I just did somewhat worked and also somewhat didn't. But this is what pottery is. It's just playing. Trying to figure out what to do and what not. I do believe that probably was a knot, but whatever. We're here now. I think that's thin enough that I can try and shape it. Let's see. Oh! Okay. And then instead of trying to pull it out, just going to push on two separate edges and stop. That is a pot. That is something. And I'm sad it touched the bottom now. Okay. Okay. Since it touched the bottom, I can sort of keep on playing a little. I'm gonna stop there. Clean it up. I'm gonna do my favorite trick. Let me show y'all my favorite trick for whenever I don't have a good rim. Go there, then I push that side down, and I push that. And that side goes like that. All right, let's wire this off and then get started on our last one. Oh wait, it didn't crack to the bottom. Oh no, it's fine. Let me just. Leave it to dry out for a few minutes. Since we're in an open air barn, it should be back to usable clay here momentarily. See, I have all of my failed stuff from the travel mug, just like that. Okay, so last item. I eventually, like I said, wanted to make a, ooh, that's a little dry now. Want to make a teacup set. One of those items is going to be a little saucer. You might be thinking that's a lot of clay for just like a little saucer for a teacup. Cause this has no bat, I have to wire through it a little bit up. So that is why I'm going to struggle to keep this one on the machine this time. That is why. Okay. Let us center. This one's actually going surprisingly well so far. I'm just slowly taking off depth, and then I will edit that rim. This might not be the most efficient way of doing it, but it is a way that has worked for me in the past. I made like this little plate. Now we're going to go for the edges. I'm actually quite happy with this so far. I did want to chip it off just a little bit because I am worried about it being very heavy, and I want it to be like a nice and smooth situation. You might think that I'm raising the walls a little bit too high there, but I'm going to try and do like a thing there. And still have a rim. Okay. I think overall that looks pretty good. I'm just going to try and push this one down a tiny bit more just to make it a little less bowl-like. Okay. Okay. That actually turned out really bad. Wow. The difference between when it's spinning and when it's still is quite extreme. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna still not a plate. One moment. How is that so different? Okay. On the wheel, to me, it looks like a perfect circle, and then you stop it, and it's like an oval with a point. It's quite strange. We're just going to do my favorite thing. Okay. My beautiful saucer. Okay. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to tune in again because I will be doing more items off my pottery wish list, and hopefully they will slowly get better. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.